There's absolutely two things you need to have before you retire early. Stay tuned for this video to find out what the two things are. So if you're like me and you plan on retiring early, there's two things that you must have before you retire. Number one that we're going to talk about is probably the most obvious one, is financial stability. Now, you're one of these people that's been researching early retirement like I have. I've been basically planning my retirement for the last 5 years, and I have another 5 years of planning before I actually plan on retiring, which will be 55. One of the things that I quickly learned when I started doing my finances and planning my financial side of retirement was the fact that you most likely do not need $1 million in your bank account to retire. I don't know how this got generated, but in reality, learning some simple investing tools and making your money work for you through whether it be some kind of passive income, dividend stocks, or some kind of investment strategy that pay you weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever it may be. You can easily create a retirement income that will allow you to comfortably retire early. I say 55, but it could even be earlier than that. Well, the rule of thumb for myself is I do not want to lose income when I retire. I want my income to basically stay the same. So for example, if I'm making, let's say, $1,500 a week, I want my income in retirement to be $1,500 a week. Now, in most cases, depending on what you're planning in retirement, you can get away with less income, but to be on the safe side, you don't want to, or I don't want to, lose income into retirement. So, whatever way you're going to make this happen, whether it's through savings, some kind of investment strategy, dividends, options trading, day trading, whatever it is, try to keep your income relatively close to what you're making while you're working. The second thing you need when planning on an early retirement is a plan. Now, it might seem like that's a pretty simple task, but in reality, it can be quite difficult. So what I mean by this is, let's say you want to retire at 55, like myself. So the question is, what are you going to do in retirement? So a lot of people think, I'll play golf, or I'll visit my family more, or I'll do a hobby that I enjoy doing, whatever the case may be. That's all well and fine, but I've witnessed through working with a number of boomers that have retired that these types of plans don't necessarily work out for the best. Depending on what part of North America you're living in, you want to play golf. Okay, you want to play golf more. You want to play golf 2 or 3 times a week. That's great. I enjoy golf. I enjoy playing golf. But at the same time, there's 4 to 5 months out of the year where I live that I can't play golf because of the weather. The golf courses are closed because of snow and freezing temperatures and so forth. So for me, playing golf as a means of keeping myself busy during retirement doesn't necessarily work for a large portion of the year. Same can be said with pretty much anything. Okay, you want to continue on with a hobby that you have. Maybe you are a woodworker, carpenter, or something like that. A lot of times when people start doing their hobby, they quickly learn that it's a hobby for a reason. They don't necessarily want to do it full time. When you're going into retirement and you don't have a plan and you have absolutely nothing to do with your time, you end up sitting around, sitting in front of a TV screen, sitting in front of a computer screen, sitting in front of your phone for hours upon hours upon hours at a time. And I don't consider that a meaningful retirement. So what I have done over the course of the last few years is I planned out a detailed 5-year plan of my retirement. And everybody should do the exact same thing. Have a detailed plan, what you're going to do month to month, whether it's golfing, playing some other sport, travel. I know a lot of people like to travel in retirement, so plan on where you're going 6 months to a year ahead of time. How long are you going to be at these places? What do you want to do while you're there? If there is a hobby that you want to do, great, do it, but I recommend not doing it as a full-time thing. Keep it a hobby, a few hours a week or 10 hours a week, whatever it is, and just make a detailed plan, planning out every month or every 2 or 3 months of your retirement for the first 5 years, just to keep yourself going. Because a lot of what I see is people quickly lose. People will quickly digress from their plan, and all of a sudden they're sitting in their couch for 6, 7, 8 hours a day in front of a TV set watching the news, Fox News, CNN, whatever it may be, or they sit in front of the TV, computer screen for hours on end, just basically watching nothing at all. They're just basically sitting there making time pass with no clear purposes to what they should be doing. A lot of people, into retirement will volunteer, find a cause that is meaningful to you and volunteer doing these things. Or maybe you don't even want to fully retire. A lot of people at 55 will semi-retire, so they'll work, 4 to 5 to 6 months out of the year, and then maybe they'll travel during their off season or their winter season, or whatever the case may be. So, to me, these are the two most important things that you have to have nailed down before retirement. You have to have your financial side planned out, well thought out. You've got to know, you've got to have peace of mind that you're going to have enough money to be able to do the things you want to do in retirement. The next thing is the planning part. What are you going to do in retirement? Have a very detailed plan. So when it comes to your last day of work, vacation will only last so long. So, obviously when you first retire, it's going to feel like a vacation, but retirement is not vacation. Anybody that has retired, that has been retired for more than a year or two, will definitely tell you that once the vacation portion of your retirement is over, there can be difficulties in that. So I hope this video gives you a little bit of insight into both what I'm planning for retirement, and maybe you're in the same situation, maybe you're starting to plan for retirement. So if you're new to my channel, as I am, this is actually my very first video, please like and subscribe. I will be making a ton of content when it comes to Gen X retirement and what my own plans are, and maybe some of the sort of plan that you should be looking at if you're thinking about early retirement. I'll be making a ton of content on retirement, both for Gen Zs and for anybody else who's thinking of early retirement. Maybe you're a millennial, maybe you're a boomer that hasn't quite retired yet. This content is basically my journey and my experience going through what a person needs to retire, and in my case, retire early. So anyway, we'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.